Have you ever opened an options chain and just stared? You see all these different prices for calls and puts, at different strike prices, with different expirations, and the prices seem totally random. How does a call option with a $100 strike price end up costing $2.50? Why not $1? Or $5? Who decides? Is it just supply and demand, or is there a recipe? If you've ever felt that options pricing is just a black box, you're not alone. But the truth is, there is a recipe. It's the secret sauce that revolutionized the entire financial world. It's called the Black-Scholes model. And in this video, I'm going to break it down for you. No, you don't need an advanced math degree. By the end of this 10-minute video, you'll understand exactly what drives an options price, what the 5 key ingredients are, and how you can use this knowledge to become a much smarter trader. So, what is this thing? In the simplest terms, the Black-Scholes model is a mathematical formula that gives you the theoretical fair price of an option. Think of it like this. If you want to bake a cake, you need a recipe. That recipe tells you exactly how much flour, sugar, and eggs to use. Black-Scholes is the recipe for an option. It takes a bunch of known ingredients and spits out a single number, the fair price. It was developed in the early 1970s by Fisher Black, Myron Scholes, and Robert Merton. And it was so revolutionary that Scholes and Merton later won the Nobel Prize for it. Why? Because it was the first widely accepted model for pricing options, and it basically created the modern options market as we know it. Okay, great, you're thinking. Nobel Prizes, history, why does this matter to me? Here's why. This model, or a version of it, is the engine running under the hood of every single trading platform you use. It's how market makers and professional traders determine where to set their bid and ask prices. Understanding this model moves you from guessing to estimating. It allows you to look at an option trading for $3 and ask a powerful question. Is that cheap or expensive? If the market is selling an option for $3, but the model, based on your assumptions, says the fair value is $4.50, you've just spotted a potential opportunity. Conversely, if the model says it's only worth $2, you know to stay away, or maybe even sell it. It's the closest thing we have to a price tag for risk. Alright, so let's look at the recipe. The actual formula itself is, well, it's intense. It's got a lot of Greek letters. Yeah, we are not doing that. You don't need to memorize the formula, any more than a pilot needs to know how to build a jet engine. But you do need to know how to read the dashboard. The Black-Scholes model runs on 5 key inputs. These are the 5 things that determine an option's price. Let's walk through them. Input 1. The stock's current price. This one's easy. It's just the price of the underlying stock, right now. If you're looking at an Apple call option, it's the current price of 1 share of Apple. Makes sense, right? If Apple stock goes from $150 to $160, your call option is going to be worth more. Input 2. The strike price. Also easy. This is the price you agree to buy, or sell, the stock at. The relationship between the stock price and the strike price, whether you're in the money or out of the money, is a huge driver of the price. Input 3. Time to expiration. This is how many days, hours, and even minutes are left until the option expires. Here's the key. More time equals more value. Why? Because with more time, there's more chance for the stock to make a big move in your favor. An option that expires in 1 year is always going to be more valuable than an option that expires tomorrow, all else being equal. This is time decay, or theta. Input 4. The risk-free interest rate. This one is a little less intuitive, but stick with me. This is basically the interest rate you could get on a no-risk investment, like a US Treasury bill. It matters because of the time value of money. Buying an option is cheaper than buying 100 shares of stock. The money you save, by not buying the stock outright, could be earning this risk-free interest. The model accounts for this opportunity cost. It's a small factor, but it's in there. Input 5. Volatility. And here it is. This is the big one. The most important, most complex, and most debated ingredient in the entire recipe. Volatility is a measure of how much a stock's price swings around. Is it a boring utility stock that barely moves? Or is it a tech startup that jumps 10% every other day? Higher volatility equals higher option prices. Why? Think of it as buying insurance. An option is insurance on a price movement. You'd pay a lot more for earthquake insurance in San Francisco than you would in Ohio, right? Same thing. More shake in the stock price means a higher chance of a massive payout, so the option, both calls and puts, is more expensive. Now, I know what you're thinking. Okay, a stock price, a strike price, time, interest rates, and I have to guess the volatility? Do I have to plug all of this into that monster formula? Look, manually calculating the Black-Scholes formula is a massive pain. That's why I built a free, easy-to-use Black-Scholes calculator on my website, fincalconline.online, to do it for you in seconds. You can plug in these 5 inputs and see the theoretical price instantly. It's the perfect way to follow along and test this stuff yourself. It'll save you a ton of time. I'll put the link right in the description. Let's make this real. Go ahead and pull up that calculator. Let's imagine a stock, TechCorp, that's trading at $100. We're looking at a $100 strike call option. It expires in 30 days. The risk-free rate is 3%. And we estimate the volatility is 20%. You plug that in, and the Black-Scholes model says the fair price for this call option is $2.25. Now, let's see what happens when we change one ingredient. What if a big earnings report is coming up, and we expect volatility to jump from 20% to 40%? Bam! The price of that exact same option jumps from $2.25 to $4.15. It's almost doubled. What if we change the time? Let's go back to 20% volatility, but instead of 30 days, we have 90 days to expiration. The price is now $4.30. This is how you build intuition. You see how each piece affects the whole. Now that you know how it works, let's talk about how to use it. There are 2 huge mistakes beginners make. Mistake 1, garbage in, garbage out. The model is only as good as the inputs you feed it. 4 of the inputs are easy to find. But volatility? That's the one you have to estimate. If your volatility estimate is wrong, your price will be wrong. Period. Mistake 2, forgetting the assumptions. The Black-Scholes model is a model. It's not reality. It makes a bunch of perfect world assumptions. For example, it assumes European-style options, it assumes volatility is constant. It's not. And it doesn't account for sudden, massive market crashes. Think of it as a guide, not a gospel. So here's the pro tip. The real game isn't just calculating the price, it's figuring out the volatility. When you see an option trading for $5, you can use the model backwards to see what volatility the market is using. This is called implied volatility. Your entire job as an advanced options trader is to ask one question. Is the market's implied volatility too high or too low compared to what I think will actually happen? If you think the market's 4 is way too high, you might sell that option. If you think it's too low, you might buy it. That is your edge. Alright, let's bring it all home. What did we learn? 1. It's a recipe. The Black-Scholes model isn't a crystal ball. It's just a recipe that gives you the theoretical fair price of an option. 2. It's 5 ingredients. The price is driven by 5 things: the stock price, strike price, time, interest rates, and the big one, volatility. 3. It's a guide, not a gospel. It's a powerful tool for finding mispriced options, but it's only as good as your assumptions. So, here's your action step. Go to the link in the description and pull up the Black-Scholes calculator on fincalconline.online. Find an option you're watching right now in your own portfolio. Plug in the 5 inputs and see how its theoretical price compares to its real-world market price. See if you can spot a difference. That's the first step to becoming a more data-driven trader. And if you want to get smarter about finance, investing, and the tools that power them, make sure you subscribe and hit that bell so you never miss a video. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.